We're live. Welcome back. Infamously speaking, Quan, Ori Starks in the building.
Yo,
And of
yo.
course, Matt Rosa. We're going to talk Knicks Celtics game 6, wrap up the series as a whole. You know, it's funny. They caught Jalen Brunson waving on the Jumbotron in game 5 after he fouled out. I think he was just waving bye-bye to the Celtics fans because he's like, I'm not going to see you again this season. And they absolutely cooked up Boston. Ori, I got to know how you're feeling, man. Showed up with the Knicks jerseys. I got to know how you're feeling right now.
I'm feeling amazing. Finally here. Been a while, but we finally got past the defending champions.
Yeah, so obviously I should have a lot to say. shout out to shout out to my guy Ori Starks. Again, the only person I can respect to come back on the show
Oh,
after
thank you,
talking
thank you.
all that shit because Ori was the only one willing to get on the show after the Celtics surprised the Knicks in Game 5 at home. Ori was still willing to jump on the show, talk his shit, while others disappeared somehow. They didn't have enough storage on their phone. So um, that's where we left off. Respect to Ori. I'm happy for him. The Knicks they earned this one, right? They went out there and they from the jump they was out there balling. They was motivated. They was hungry. Played great defense. Um, I was texting Matt first quarter. Even though Celtics was sticking around, I was like, it's troublesome because he's gonna have to sustain that for 4 quarters, which is tough. Because eventually, Knicks is gonna get some stops. The only hope was that if Brown could sustain that play until the other players like Derek White stepped up, Pritchard stepped up, the role players like they usually do, but they didn't. No excuse. Knicks earned it. Congratulations going to the Eastern Conference Finals. But what I want to warn you guys, because I'm seeing a lot of cheering, a lot of happiness, a lot of yeah, bodega, is the job is not finished. Right? You
Not
guys
even
gotta get
close.
gotta get 8 more dubs for you guys to reach the ultimate goal. Because the goal isn't just to get to the Eastern Conference Finals; it's to win the whole thing, right?
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
And uh thank you for congratulating us, bro.
No, I keep it
25
Holding
real.
your
long
head
years.
high.
I keep it real. I still represent. I'm still on the show. I got the Celtics gear on, but you guys played better. You earned it. Y'all cooked up. Defense was on point. OG two key blocks in the Brown. Cat had a few blocks. Um, Pussycat. That's what I always think of when I think
Mhm.
of Cat Towns, bro. That guy is so
Mitchell
flamboyant.
Robinson defense.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Even what's the kid that shoots the threes for you guys?
McBride.
Deuce.
McBride.
Yeah, Deuce. That
Great
chase
bench
down
piece.
block. Great piece. Came out balling today. You guys are rocking on all cylinders. With that being said, you guys are going into the Eastern Conference Finals against another rival of yours, which is the Pacers. What's your take on that series? Oh,
Uh Man, the Pacers. So I from what I said previously, I just feel like the Pacers we match up well with the Pacers. I feel like all we gotta worry about is really their bigs, pause, which is Siakam and Turner. Um Good matchups there. I feel like they're going to attack our bigs. Um but I think we match up well in general. I think we got better defensively. Last year we went to Game 7 with them, as we stated. So just us, getting better at defense, and if our role players step up, I think we have a good chance of winning this series.
I agree. I think one of the key things that we talked about also was acquiring Mikael Bridges, right? So that way there he takes some of that offensive load off of Brunson, and he can get you 15 to 20 easy with those middies. And as we also talked about him stopping the momentum, right? This game is all about runs, and it happens every single basketball game that I recall watching. And when you have a player that can just step up and hit a big shot and stop the momentum, you know, the, it's in your favor, in my opinion, right?
Nah, for sure. And you mentioning Bridges. I feel like Bridges is emerged as the playoffs went on. Like in the Detroit series, I feel like he was just there for defense. He wasn't even relevant on the offensive side of the game. But with Boston, after game, I think it was game three, so 3, 4, 5, you saw a little difference. He started
Mm-hmm.
getting a little confidence,
Mm-hmm.
and it was game four where he cooked with the mid range shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I feel like he's getting it back and he's letting it loose. Before he was a little bit more undecisive, passing it back up to the key, restarting the play with like 8 seconds left, and the Knicks wasn't getting nothing out of it. So, yeah, hopefully he keeps getting that confidence. He keeps driving to the paint and taking those missed shots. We be
Yep.
golden, bro. If he keeps playing like that, OG shows up. It's gonna be a good one. We probably gonna make it to the finals, kid.
That'll be
Listen,
wild.
I think I think
Let's go.
I think one I think one reason if you're a Knicks fan you're excited is
Hell yeah.
the different ways that they've won throughout this entire playoffs. Right. Of course, the Detroit series, all the games were close, and they proved that they can get it done close. They proved that they can come back from big deficits. But the only thing that they hadn't shown all pretty much all playoffs long was a complete game from start to finish, and you saw it tonight. This is the best game they played all playoffs, in my opinion, and it was honestly one of Brunson's lowest offensive output nights.
Yep.
Which you think, hey, Brunson only scores mid 20s, might be tough for the Knicks, but honestly, the offense was flowing. The ball wasn't sticking. Cat was getting aggressive, getting drives to the lane. Like you said, Bridges pulling up from mid. OG with big plays defensively, but also hit some big corner threes. Missed a couple good open looks too, which you feel like he's gonna hit in the future. Quan brought up Deuce McBride off the bench. If they go into Indiana, this Indiana series playing this way, you like the Knicks' chances a lot because I know we mentioned it on a previous take, which is if you line up the Knicks starting five against everyone remaining in this playoffs, I think Quan, you mentioned the only team that you might take over them, or you would take over them starting five wise is Denver.
Yeah. Correct.
So you
I
gotta like
think
what the Knicks got.
so. The thing is this, right? Any team, first off, when they took care of business today, right? They handled business.
Mm-hmm.
Any team that plays the way they did today, you're gonna say they can win it all. The problem is going to be consistent, right?
That's the thing.
Because you're not. I don't think any team, except for maybe the Pacers, they're going to run away with a 30-point victory, right? It's just that's not really how it works. But um, what my curiosity is, what did you guys take on the Pacers Knicks series? Who do you got
Mm-hmm.
winning and what game?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Matt.
I can go. I like Knicks in 6. I think the key to this series is going to be the Cat matchup. Ori already pointed it out, but the Celtics hunted him out. They really did. And now Myles Turner has been scorching through these playoffs. He cooked Cleveland, and they have some versatile bigs in Jared
Yeah,
Allen
I was
and
just
Evan
about to say
Mobley.
they got versatile bigs.
And so the Knicks might have a better. Well, Evan Mobley was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, or did he win it?
He won it.
He won it, and I know he wasn't 100%, but Cat is very safety cone like on defense.
He's sassy.
I'm not even
He's
gonna just
he's a sassy
he could
cat.
he could be a cone on defense sometimes, and so they're gonna hunt them out in the pick and roll, get easy layups at the basket. The Knicks might have to run the double big lineup, which worked for them against Boston because Mitch is such a great defender. But I'm gonna be looking for that matchup because I feel like Indiana's gonna attack it early and often. But I think the Knicks, I think their starting five is just more talented, better defenders, and they get it done. And if it's close, you gotta love Brunson in those spots.
Yeah, I agree. Same take. Knicks in 6. Um, I feel like we match up well. I think we got better defenders, and Haliburton, I'm not too worried. I think he's streaky, and I feel like he have 2 bad nights. We're gonna win the whole series.
Yeah, that's a good call out. I
Mm.
got Knicks in 7, and I say that
7.
because yeah, I got him. I got him in 7 to go to the
Wow.
finals.
Wow.
And I give the edge to the Knicks specifically because of Brunson. He's a
Dog.
he's a legit superstar.
He's a bully,
Yes,
bro.
he is.
He gets a bucket, bro. He finds a way. I've always enjoyed watching him play since Dallas days. You guys know I talked about that often because I'm 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 happy for him, right? Just I was watching the interview where he kind of bet on himself because Dallas had a chance to re-sign him, uh, and they didn't. And then who was their point guard? Was it Luca? I think it was Luca. Yeah,
Luca.
he got hurt. Brunson filled in, and then but by that time they was exploring other options, and
Yep.
you know he got to where he is now, which is something that Ori brought up, previously with the markets. I think that's another reason why I'm happy to see it because Knicks being in the big market really hasn't acquired some big names in quite some time. Um, so to see them get that with Brunson, and Brunson took less money to make sure that he can get a team.
Yep.
I always love that, right? That's part of the reason why I love Brady so much. He took less to make sure he had a team that was capable of winning chips. So, um, again, congratulations, all. Happy to see you smiling. Like you don't gotta hear me talk shit to another couple days.
Now you gotta
Um,
congratulate Matt too.
Matt's
Oh,
not a Knicks
there's
fan. I
a,
knew Ray for like fucking 20 years. I never knew he was a Knicks fan, bro. I swear. And if you was to really ask me and I had to answer that question, I'd be like, yeah, he's a Brooklyn Nets fan. Because he's Brooklyn all day. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I think he's playing both sides of the fence, and I don't like that shit.
That's crazy.
that's crazy as a Boston Magic fan. You saying that's a little crazy, but
A
I want to call
Boston
out two
Magic
things.
fan.
I want to call out two things. One, I know there's a lot of people that don't want me to be a Knicks fan, and that's okay. So you don't have to congratulate me. Job's not finished.
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot. So
and
Danny,
and
Danny, matter of fact, can you talk to Danny? Call him, talk to him here. He always wants me to relay a message. I'm like, bro, you really have an invite. You got a personal invite from this guy, and you're a no call, no show. But like we said before, he don't show up when we play yams. He don't show up to baby showers. This guy is
that's all
nowhere
right. He
to be
likes to
found.
stay inside. Ain't no problem with that. Listen, I'll say this: I was wrong. I'll take the L, and that is what it is. So, and then second, you mentioned the big market team, and then you mentioned the like taking less money to keep players around you. I think because we had the discussion where you said you'd rather go to a smaller market like an Orlando or a Milwaukee or an Indiana or whatever and make your own legacy rather than hang your jersey up next to some of the legends.
Mhm.
But I'm curious if some of the decision making and being a big star, at least it would be in my head, like I would want to go to a Boston or a New York or a LA because it's where other people would want to go if we're trying to acquire talent.
No, that means you're not
Even
as
if it's
good
not
as
like a
me.
co-star. No,
That just means you're not.
I'm not talking about I'm LeBron going to Miami to play with D Wade. I'm talking
Here
about
goes Quan with his superstar Michael Jordan analogy here.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the players are gonna want to
yeah.
come play with you.
You think
You're their
regardless of
attention,
where
not
it
the
is?
city. Yeah.
Nah.
Are you kidding me? If LeBron stayed
It's
in
not just
Cleveland, you gonna think
basketball.
they wouldn't have gotten players? You don't think people want to play with LeBron
Where in Cleveland?
Who went to Cleveland that
anywhere?
wasn't already there though?
That was the GM.
I know, but
Quan,
who?
LeBron was looking for people. Nobody was pulling up,
Who
bro.
wants to go to
The GM
Cleveland, bro?
wasn't making no moves.
So tell me, when's the last time outside of LeBron going back to Cleveland? The last time the Cavs landed a big free agent? Because remember, Donovan was a trade.
Like chose it.
Yeah, like I choose you, Cleveland.
I don't know, to be honest.
No
But
one wants to
that's
fucking go there.
what I'm saying is no. But, all right. So what I'm I get what you're doing here, but and it sounds good right now, but Chicago. Jordan made Chicago. Chicago wasn't a big city, like a big market at the time, especially for basketball.
But it's still Chicago.
It's still a big market. Yeah.
It's still Chicago though.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying? It's
no,
still
no, not
popping.
at that time. Not at that time. You
What?
have players doing blow on the bench before a
That's
game,
why
bro.
people was going there. It was popping.
Um,
Nah, Quan, that's
so
crazy.
that don't
Chicago's
make
always
sense
been a
though.
big. Chicago's a big market, bro.
Nah, for basketball in the '80s, with Detroit right next to them,
Big market is just the city.
you're just talking about the city. I'm
The
talking about
city
the
itself.
I'm talking about the franchises though. Like
Oh, I
what
get
I
what
was
you're
saying,
saying.
like if I'm going to a franchise like New Orleans, that franchise would be. What I was saying was like I would be looked at as Jordan of that franchise if I had that talent or
For
opportunity.
sure.
Is what I meant.
Yeah,
I
you
would
would.
rather myself in my own rafters than next to somebody else.
So at that
That's just
point,
me.
but your thought process is then I'm gonna need to rely on my front office to get to either savvy trades or good drafting
Yeah,
because
I think that the caliber of player. So it was it's hard to explain it now because it was different back then where players were more for that rival and like they wanted to defeat you. But I feel like
that's true.
nowadays team players
Competition
are
was
looking
weak
to
back
team.
then. Anyways,
Huh?
competition was weak back then.
No.
There you go.
Will you
Playing
cut it
against
out?
plumbers.
Will
Plumbers.
you cut it out?
Bunch of bums.
Gary Payne would lock Jalen Brunson up.
Can you stop it,
Nah.
bro?
Wow, that's in
Brunson's
good
cooking.
shape.
They getting
Brunson
cooked, bro.
cooking, bro.
No.
Brunson's cooking. Nah, Brunson's cooking.
Gary
Yo,
Payne the
come
glove?
on, come on, bro.
Come on, Brunson was giving Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Jalen Brown the work, and Tatum when Tatum switched on. He was giving all of them the
Will
work.
you cut it out? They're not. None of those people you mentioned was as good as Gary Payne defensively.
They're comparing. People love Drew Holiday.
They're
They're like
not
this
as good.
version's
Not as good.
this
Defensively.
era's glove. What are you talking about?
Anyways, all right. So now we got the East Coast set. Right. We talked about Knicks going on. They advanced Pacers. We all got Knicks going to the chip. Now let's look at Game 7. We got OKC versus Denver. Who do you guys like and why? Ori's the guest. We'll let Ori go first.
I'm gonna rock out with Denver. I just feel like Denver is just gonna clean them up. I think Jokic and Murray will show up. I just feel like OKC always finds a way to lose these games. These closeout games, playoff games. They remind me a little bit of the Rockets, as they just keep losing in those semifinals and finals of all playoffs. So
According to Gmo, that's the mafia. So
That is the mafia.
yo,
I'll never forget that.
Yo,
Chris
Gmo's the
Paul.
funniest guy, bro.
Chris Paul's
of all time.
hamstring.
that Chris Paul
Um,
hamstring was crazy too.
Crazy.
I respect it. Who do you got, Matt?
I like Denver. I said it on the show yesterday. The last time I did a reaction. The only you brought it up, which is Aaron Gordon. They just released that he's doubtful, so it's going to be tough without him. But even without him, I think Denver. I like Denver. I've been saying all series experience over talent. They have the best player on the court, which is Jokic. But
Yeah, but not by a long. It's not by a large margin.
well, it's by a large margin. I get it
It's
this
not
year,
by a
but it's
large
by a
margin.
large margin. It's about it. If we
It's
was really
about this
talking
year.
who the MVP, if we was really talking about who the MVP is, it's definitely Jokic. They're just not going to give it to him.
I'm just saying it's not by a large margin.
It is.
Anyway,
Shea not even
I got,
top 3 in the NBA. Top 3 player in the
Huh?
NBA. Shea's not even top 3 player in the NBA. So it's a large margin
this year.
Ooh,
this year.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
This
I'm taking
guy's
Giannis and Luka before I take Shea, and I'm definitely taking Jokic. Jokic first,
You're taking Luka over Shea?
Luka and Giannis. Absolutely.
Oh my god, this guy don't play.
Absolutely.
He's talking about a cone. You talking about a cone for defense? What defense does Luka play?
Who knocked Shea out of the playoffs last year?
That's last year. We're talking about this year. That's why I said this year. It's about this year.
I'm still taking Luka.
You're still talking about
Actually, you know
last
what?
year.
I'm not gonna take Luka because he's playing with LeBron.
No.
Don't
retreat now.
He's
Don't
playing with
retreat
LeBron.
now.
I forgot he's
We're
playing
in the
with
trenches. We're in the
He's
trenches.
playing with your boy LeBron. I can't.
Stand
I
on
can't take him
business.
anymore.
Stand on
I
business.
can't take him anymore.
I
He's playing
definitely
with
got
LeBron.
OKC winning at home if Aaron Gordon don't play. If Aaron Gordon don't play, it's over.
I don't think that
letting
at
you
home
know.
matters. I don't think that at home matters.
I don't care what it is. The OKC, no Aaron Gordon. Good night. Good
No
fight.
chance.
No chance. All right. So
We
now
shall
that we
see.
got that out the way, so let's say I'll go with your guys' decision with Denver. Denver plays Minnesota. Who do you have?
Denver.
That's because he picked. Oh, I gotta give you some background why he can't refrain from going with Denver. So when we did our very, very first episode of Infamously Speaking in my basement, before we had video,
He predicted Denver to go.
we picked the all star.
No.
We each picked a team of players, right? So I think I picked Steph. He picked LeBron first. I took KD, and then went down the line. He ended up taking Jokic. Now this was before Jokic was Jokic.
He killed me for it. He killed me.
So I did because I took Giannis over. He took Jokic. I took Giannis, and Giannis at that time was definitely a better player.
I had the vision.
He had the vision.
Wow.
So now everything he chooses is stems and roots from that decision.
Listen, I gotta roll my guy.
He can't get away. If you tell me, he'll say Jokic is probably top 3 player of all time.
No,
That's how much he believes in this guy.
No.
All right, so you got Denver. Or who you got if Denver and Minnesota face
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I'm gonna go out with Minnesota.
Okay.
I just feel like Minnesota. I don't know. I feel like Minnesota just got a little bit more depth. I like Minnesota's. I like how the way Randall's playing.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned before, Nas Reed cooking lately. But yeah, and then Ant. I want to see Ant in Madison Square in the finals. So
talking shit. He gonna be talking shit
crazy
to Ben Stiller,
That's
Jason Strahan, all the celebrities that sitting courtside.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell. Why they show Russell Wilson? He ain't even a starter.
Carmelo. Who else is out there?
Starberry.
They gotta let Oakley back in the building, man.
Stephen A. Smith.
Oakley fuck somebody up, bro.
That's why we need him. That's why we need him.
Damn, I want to see Ant at the Garden now too, even more. So I got.
Yo, I saw Bad Bunny there 3 games in a row too.
Bad Bunny's popping up.
Next to
3 games in a row. I didn't even know he was a Knicks fan like that.
He's like Ray, just pops up when they win.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I ain't never heard him talk about the Knicks ever, bro.
He don't got not one song that says Knicks and anything, bro.
Yeah, he gotta fix that. He had that. The video was at the bodega though. We'll give him that.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why I know that, but yeah. All right. So ultimately, who would you prefer to play as a Knicks fan? Who would you prefer to play?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right. So I understand Ori's reason. I think because he chose Minnesota being Denver. But why are you choosing Minnesota if you got Denver winning? Because you think it's easier?
I like the matchup better. We got no answer for Jokic. Gobert not an offensive threat. Like Gobert and Mitch will match up well, right? But who we gonna put on Jokic? Jokic is gonna put Cat in foul trouble immediately.
There he goes, top 3 player all time again.
I'm just saying.
There he goes.
Immediately he's gonna be in foul trouble.
That's why I said no matter who
spacing
goes,
is going.
I think no matter who goes to the finals, whoever from
the West is gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't know. Julius Randle can't play in MSG during the playoffs.
Hey, that's a fact.
He has and
the Da Vinci Code will be there.
I know.
Da Vinci Code will be in sight.
Wow, that would be Da Vinci Code, bro.
The Da Vinci Code that would be fire. But I think the Knicks could beat Minnesota. I think we match up better with Minnesota because we have the length to defend them.
I don't know. I don't
I mean,
know.
Ant's gonna get his. You can't stop from Ant. That's the thing. The great ones are gonna get theirs. It's just Denver just being a champion.
Yeah, but
That's
we just
why
talked about it. You got McDaniels. You got
I'm
Randall
not
that's
worried
been
about. I'm not
balling.
worried about McNuggets. He's all
Oh my
set.
God.
Now he's a McDonald's All American. I'm all set. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. And Gobert, that's light. Come on
Yeah,
now.
Gobert.
And
Gobert.
Ant is the one that's you know he's gonna show up regardless. But the lights might be a little bright for everybody else.
Yo,
Yeah, and as a dog, bro,
he's a
it's kind
dog.
of scary.
And if you think about it, I think no matter what, if the Knicks make it to the finals, no matter what matchup they get, they will get game one at MSG. Because I think they have the best record. They have the best record remaining.
Not over OKC though.
Oh yeah, we oh that's right. We
Yeah,
were just
but
talking about Denver. We was talking about Denver, Minnesota.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the
Yeah, I
OKC
know. I'm
makes
just
it,
saying. I get what you're saying.
yeah. Well, if so, let's run your scenario. OKC is the one that makes it out of the West. I mean, out of this series, who do you like?
Hmm.
Minnesota, OKC.
I think that's a tough. I think that's gonna be a crazy series. But I like Ant. But SGA he's a
I
smooth
like
player, bro.
OKC.
You watch SGA this at all? Oh,
Yes,
oh
yeah. I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
every game in the
yo,
playoffs and this
he is
season.
a smooth player, bro.
Nah, he
He
Um,
is.
nasty.
That series, I would take OKC just because they're not gonna have. What's their answer to Chet?
so
I,
you have Minnesota having no chance of coming out there.
no, I don't. There's a reason why they were where they were. We're a 6 seed or something. I like Ant. Don't get me wrong, but no.
All right.
And Denver gets the opportunity to get their revenge because Minnesota's the one that Denver up
Yeah,
20
yeah.
game 7 last year. Come on, that doesn't. That's why I like the Knicks in 6 get their revenge on Indiana. Two
Yeah.
revenge
And
matchups.
Knicks is healthy, and they like we talked about. They acquire some key players that makes a difference. I
Playing
think
with
a
some
bigger
swagger.
difference. Yeah.
Come on now.
Big Knicks tape. Let's go.
I mean,
See the shirt?
what do I
Fucking
think will
crazy.
I think Knicks Wolves would be that would be the movie. That would be the movie for sure.
Yeah,
Knicks
Knicks Wolves will
Wolves.
be a movie.
Knicks Wolves would be a
That'd be
Knicks
movie.
epic.
Wolves will be a movie.
That would be
Randall
epic.
going back, Cat going back to Minnesota, and
Yeah.
Edwards
The
rocking,
storyline is there.
pulling up to the Garden and Tim's.
Not like Tatum.
And
Tatum
then tear your Achilles.
tearing
Yeah.
Achilles is crazy.
Wow. Well, it all starts with Game 7 Sunday night. So starting in the afternoon
Yeah.
game.
So
So we'll
Sunday,
be back.
if you're available, pull up. We'll talk about that game and what we see going forward.
And we
Again,
could
give you guys your flowers. Your Knicks won, beat the defending champs. No excuses on
Appreciate
my
it.
end. I love to see the heart they played with in Game 5. It was just Knicks was too much for Game 6, and you guys deserve that dub for sure.
Hell yeah. Now
wow,
we
look
both
at
out there,
Quan.
man.
Graceful in defeat. Something I
Graceful,
thought I'd
man.
never see.
I'm learning. I'm
Nah,
learning as I go
he's
up.
like that. He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. It just takes him some time.
So you're saying that so would you have classified him as a good guy after game 5 of the World Series last year? Was he a good
don't,
guy
do,
then?
don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude was annoying as fuck, bro.
I know. That's why I said I'm happy to see my brothers
I can
enjoy this
imagine
victory.
him.
He predicted a Soto home run today. He said for sure, 100%. He's hitting a home run.
You're like
Yeah.
Yankees, come out and play.
That's
I'm
funny.
telling you, that's how he is. He's a
Nah,
graceful. And
but respectfully, everybody does it back to me. It's not like it's just me dishing it out. So it's me being me. Like I know that I give these guys enough grief and hassle that I expect it to be the same. The problem with it though is usually me against 7 and a 1.5 because Ricky's in and out and he don't know when to talk about when he wants to talk about it, and then it's just I'm stuck defending my honor.
well, the problem is that you're a Patriots fan, right? And so you had this long runway of winning, and
Yeah.
so now everybody's like, you deserve everything you have coming to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We'll talk more
it is
about
what it
football,
is.
but Patriots is on their way
Absolutely.
back. As I think the Giants are too. I think the Giants did a
I
hell
don't
of
know.
hell of a thing
We
in the draft.
we could talk a little bit more on Sunday, but schedule release just happened. Giants have, I think, the
Oh yeah,
toughest
that's
schedule
right.
in the league. You seen their opening three?
Yeah.
No,
It's like Commanders, Dallas, Kansas City,
Dallas sucks.
but it's Commanders and Dallas both on the road, and then home for
Dallas
prime
sucks,
time
bro.
against Kansas City.
Dallas sucks.
Yeah,
I was looking at the schedule.
I'm gonna be there for the Kansas City game.
Wow,
Wow.
he's gonna be recording live from MetLife.
Wow.
Live.
I'm like, yo,
That's hype.
Live.
Ori, go get the
I'll make
sideline
sure I got
report.
enough memory and
Yo,
gigs.
you
Huh?
gotta put me on, bro. This guy's been in the Nordic Lodge. Now he's going to a Kansas City game. Like, that's crazy.
Yo.
He's
He was
gonna be
talking about
courtside. We go to the finals. I'm gonna see him next to Spike Lee, bro.
he was talking about
Arguing
me.
with Ant.
Soon.
He was talking about my Yankees tickets in Seattle. He
Nah,
said,
your Yankee tickets is kind of fire, bro. Just can't lie. Shit is clean, bro. But that was
listen,
beautiful though, bro. You brought your daughters there, and your son too, right?
I got two sons.
Oh, two sons. Nah, bro, that was beautiful. Brought the
Well,
whole
Yeah.
family out.
don't say daughters. I ain't got no kids I don't know about. Hopefully,
Shit.
So it's always a blessing to have Ori on the show.
for sure.
He always brings
Thank you,
his
thank you.
knowledge to the games. It's
I
it's it's
appreciate
always
that.
fun. I love the banter. I expect to hear Gmo talk shit to me for another 5 days. But
I ain't talk
we
a lot of shit to you.
who?
Me, I ain't talk a
No,
lot
I
of shit
know.
to you.
No, you didn't talk a lot of shit to me. It is what it is. Like if you do, I deserve it. So it is what it is. The thing is, again, I commend you because no matter what, you're willing to come up on the show and talk about it, win or
Nah,
lose.
Yep.
regardless. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
same for me. I wish these other guys would have the heart to do that, but unfortunately, they don't like clicking on a link. So
Listen, the
until
door is
then,
always open.
I'll be the middleman telling Matt what Danny said, and Matt can talk to him on air, et cetera, et cetera.
Crazy.
Yo, Matt, Danny's gonna get mad if I don't say this. So, who won? Who was the better team?
I'll say it. The Knicks won, so they're the better team. They won the series, and
There you
that's
go.
that.
There you go.
There you go.
So as always, think critically, speak infamously. It's love.
Peace out.